I'd like to present myself. My name is Jana Bereshova and I represent the Department of English Language and Literature of the Faculty of Education in Trnava, which is situated in Slovakia. So here is a short overview of the presentation, and of course, if we decided to prepare an online course, it was very important to analyze the needs of the students. And then the university was granted money from the EU funding, so that's why the university decided to prepare online courses for the students, and the department applied for this. And then of course there are various concepts which are usually behind the proposed ideas, and then I will discuss and analyze the data achieved during the experiment. So, needs analysis was based on the theoretical approaches of Jordan, Mambis, Hutchinson and Waters, and of course, we were a little bit interested in the students' needs, wants and lacks, because of course the students are expected to be at B2 level according to the SEFRA documents, but on the other hand there are many deficiencies they suffer from, so we were interested in their knowledge and competencies. So data collection was definitely very important for us, so that's why we used a lot of surveys, questionnaires, proficiency tests. The students were tested and we were interested in their communicative competence. So here are the findings. We were a little bit surprised that many students who study English as major still had problems to use monolingual dictionaries because they used bilingual dictionaries mostly. And then of course they were unfamiliar with their learning styles. They didn't know anything about themselves. And then the third point is, of course, that we have different educational tradition. If we compare Slovak educational tradition with the English one, definitely our students are not very critical. They are frightened. They don't want to express their own opinions. And if they say anything, they are frightened of justifying their viewpoints. And testing grammar and vocabulary, we discovered that they still have problems to use the passive voice, for example, or the complex sentences, ing forms, ed forms. So that's why we decided to enhance their communicative competence. And 68% admitted that they did not distinguish words from the formality point of view. So that's why they use formal or informal English and they couldn't recognize that it's not proper. An online EAP course consists of 7 sections, and each section is divided into 2 units. So that's why you see the content of the course which was proposed to the students. And I need to say that the course was proposed to the students who decided to write their thesis in English, and their obligation is to defend their thesis in English as well. Of course, our listening part consists of various activities, and you can see that we really decided to prepare them to be able to distinguish between relevant and irrelevant ideas, and of course, something which is more important than the other ideas, and this is very important for us, that the learners usually reference the ideas which were not proper for their topic. Their reading skills, of course, they had to be prepared to change reading strategies. And this is what they were not prepared for, so that's why they were given a lot of material to be read during the classes, and they could practice different learning strategies. As I mentioned, the students are expected to write their thesis in English and then to defend their ideas, so we decided to show them, to train them how to write classification, how to write assumption or a hypothesis, and on the other hand, how to formulate a question, how to answer the question, and definitely to be able to communicate with the reviewer and their supervisors. Of course, there are several concepts which are behind the idea. One of them is discovery learning. I need to admit that in Slovakia, rote learning is still very popular. Students memorize the text and they are very happy about it. So that's why I think that we decided to support discovery learning, that it's their obligation to search for new information and then compare ideas and discuss and definitely present their viewpoints, justifying their viewpoints. And of course we decided to support the idea of learner autonomy, because in Slovakia we mostly speak about learner-centered teaching, but then we said the students, you are responsible for your learning. You should know anything about yourself, and I mentioned learning styles, and you are responsible, but each time, if you set any criteria, if you use any judgments, these judgments should be tested against certain criteria. Then of course we started to support curiosity, because it's not a typical feature of Slovak students. They usually wait for the supervisor's recommendations and maybe sometimes their solutions of their problems. And you see, again, critical thinking, being open to changes and definitely to develop all the time. And we try to emphasize lifelong education, which is very important. And now here is research. The assumption was based on the idea that students who will attend an online EAP course will benefit from it, improving their study skills, academic language and culture. And we used the measurement which is based on the specific tool proposed by the Bologna process, which means we use ECTS system, and that's why you see that the Department of English Language and Literature is quite strict about the points the students can achieve. We decided to compare two groups of students. A control group consisted of students who completed their bachelor degree study last year, and a new and experimental group were the students who completed their bachelor degree studies this year. So the first group, the 2 students achieved A, 6 students C, 5 students were awarded by E, 1 student failed. He was not able to present his thesis, and on the other hand he was given a bad mark from his reviewer. So that's why you see the average, and the average was transferred into the grade B. An experimental group, 2 students were given A, 1 student achieved B, 5 students C, and 2 students were given D. So everybody passed. You see the average grade was C, and we can conclude that they were better prepared for thesis writing, and of course they were able to present methods, procedures, the goals of their papers, and of course statistical data and conclusions. I wanted to compare total score versus EAP grades, and you can see that the grades achieved in the course were better, and we understand why. Because the students had 1 semester to read the material, work on them, and of course any time they feel like working, they could do that. And it's very important to see that 2 students who are clever students, Michaela and Michal, achieved the best marks in the course, but they were not so good writing their thesis, and they admitted they didn't have enough time for working on their thesis, which can happen. The second year students were proposed the program as well, but we could recognize that it was too early for them, because you know, their language competence was lower and they were not still thinking about their thesis writing. Study skills analysis. We are a little bit disappointed still, because 90% of the students have problems how to analyze, how to synthesize. Then they are not able to provide enough evidence, and you see still have problems with paraphrasing and using quotations. On the other hand, a control group's problems were definitely based on learner autonomy unawareness. They knew nothing about it. And then they preferred to be guided by their supervisors step by step. Study skills analysis of the experimental group students. They were working on their own, they were interested in their learning styles, they liked the quizzes they were given, and they really wanted to get all the information about themselves. So it was very useful for us Of course, they also assess themselves using the evaluation grid of communicative competence proposed by the SECA. Academic language analysis. Again, we need to say that students, this year's students, were better using nominalization, hedging and boosting, 34%. On the other hand, I need to say that this grammar is definitely not practiced so much in the bachelor degree program, because in the master degree program we have a special subject course focusing on these issues. Formality problems, again, this year's students didn't have so much problem, so that's why I think that we can be satisfied. Then we decided to analyze academic culture, because you know what's very important for us, we usually need to put two cultures together. Typical, official Slovak culture, and then academic culture of the English-speaking countries. And that's why we were surprised. Still, Slovak students think that typical features of a university students are good knowledge, methodology, and precision. But you can see a difference between experimental group students and control group students, that experimental group students started to put ranking, higher ranking for curiosity, critical thinking, and honesty. If I say honesty, we spend a lot of time speaking about plagiarism in the lessons. So conclusions. I think that it's very important if the students are provided enough material, and maybe it's quite comfortable if they can practice at home. And this was offered by an online course. Of course, that the previous year students were guided by their supervisors, but maybe it was not in such a systematical way. And I think it's very important if the learners have a lot of material to practice their skills and competencies. And I think it's quite important that we use a lot of current trends in English language teaching and modern technologies, and that's why we really wanted to enable the learners to be able to know everything about their learning styles, to know everything about their strengths and weaknesses, and we really recommended them how to support their learning. Thank you very much for your